Koscielny. The news yesterday were quite positive, so I hope that he has a chance to be available.
On the subject of central defenders, how far away is Shkodran Mustafi from being back?
I would say 2 weeks.
Your team have scored in all but one of their last 23 games at White Hart Lane. Are you expecting an open match on Sunday?
I expect an open match, committed match, a match with high pace. But there could be goals in there because both teams play a positive football and try to go forward and play in an offensive way. So normally that finishes with goals if you look at the quality of the players on both sides.
Arsene, good morning.
Good morning.
You said a couple of weeks ago, you said it takes 20 games to build up confidence, but it can all be destroyed in 2. Just how important have the last couple of weeks been for you in terms of getting that confidence back which you feel was lost?
They have been very important, first of all, because they tested our capacity to respond to a crisis of results, you know, so the mental test was, of course, important as well, because we got positive results where we needed to fight and deliver something special under very difficult circumstances, like the semi-final of the Cup against Man City. So that rebuilt some belief and reassured everybody that we have the mental strength to do it.
Obviously, you've been trying to deal with it, turning around the fortunes of the team on the pitch as well. The contract situation is still not been made public. Just, I know the decision is not yours as to when it is announced, but when would you like it to be announced? Because you, a couple of months back, you said by the end of
No, I think that before a game like that doesn't cross my mind at all. You know, what is very important at the moment is a very, very short term and the game on Sunday.
In terms, though, the distraction for you, when you say you have to put it out of your mind, but it is a big thing to be thinking about.
No, distraction for me, no, there's no distraction. What is important for me in my life is the next game and how well we can prepare it and how much we focus on it and how much we respond to what is expected from us.
Just in terms of maybe, you know, fans are asking these questions, is it more likely towards the end of the season when there'll be a decision?
I don't know, honestly, don't know.
Okay. In terms of moving on for the Leicester game, the win there, a late win, in terms of what you can take from that game going forward into what is a huge, huge game, not just for players but for supporters as well this weekend?
Yes, of course. I think we have shown persistence, tenacity and desire to win and keep going at any cost. You could see what it means to the squad when we scored. And these qualities will of course be very important. We know it means a lot not only to our fans, to us as well. We play for our future and we play for continue our run. We have a clarity, we know that is what is needed from us until the end of the season. And so on that front it's quite simple to prepare. We will not sit back, we'll try to go forward and to win the game because that's what is wanted on our side.
You explained the reasons why the back three had been good, almost like a breath of fresh air to work on something on the training ground. And how surprised are you that it's worked so well, and will you continue with it?
Well, first of all, it's a bit early to come to any conclusion because we play that system only for 3 games. And
it's worked very well for 3 games.
Yes, and but it's still a short experience. And secondly, it will be a good test on Sunday, even if I have not decided yet exactly in what kind of shape we will start the game.
Can I ask as well? Rob Holding made quite an impression in the semi-final against Manchester City. 21 now, I believe, but you bought him when he was 20. From just how impressed have you been with him, and how much could he play a part now in Sunday's match as well?
I have not decided of a lineup, but personally I'm impressed. You know, when we were in the situation where we were in to decide to play him, you must have confidence in him, you know, because I believe that he has a great future because he's very intelligent and has a very objective analysis of his own performance. And I think that's the biggest part in improvement of a player, is to be capable to analyze his performance in a very objective way, a little bit harsh, and I think he has that in him. He's very, very bright about what's happening, and he analyzes very well and understands very well. He reads the game very well.
Jose Mourinho said after the game last night at the Etihad that City have got third. It's a straight fight for fourth for whoever wants to get that fourth place. Is he correct in his analysis there? Is that the top three is decided?
No, I don't think that the top three is decided. But that's what we can. We have an opportunity to be in there only if we win our games. So we do not have to speculate at all on who is in and not in. I believe that there's still a lot can happen until the end of the season.
Obviously, you are not going to give up on making it into those Champions League places, but how will you achieve that with the games remaining?
By winning our games. But simple for us, the only advantage in our position, we don't need to calculate, you know, we just need to give everything and to win our games.
May I just ask one question on Tottenham? It means so much to the fans of both sets of fans.
Yeah.
You've never finished beneath Tottenham in your entire career at Arsenal. It's your 50th derby this weekend. Yes. If that happens, if we live with when, and we live with our next performance, you know, and it's true that always in our press conferences we have to respond. If the worst happens, what do you do? But let's make sure that the best happens, and give absolutely everything to make sure that we finish in a very strong way our season.
Arsene, you mentioned about Koscielny, and the news was positive yesterday. What sort of chances do you give him at the moment? Is it 80-20, 60-40?
60-40. 60 that he plays.
Yeah. Have you spoken to Alexis Sanchez since the match on Wednesday about what happened? Because there's an awful lot of negative reaction to what happened towards him over the internet and on the media.
To?
Alexis Sanchez,
No, I haven't spoken to him after the game, no.
Right. Is the incident closed as far as you're concerned?
About?
About the falling the ball in the face?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen exactly what happened yet on the tape, but I think he was a bit surprised as well, because he was close to Fuchs, you know, and overall, yes, I think he got a yellow card for it because he was too close, and Fuchs would have deserved one as well.
Are you going to look at the incident?
Yeah.
And then?
Yeah, I will speak with him, because I don't know that, I'm not sure he knew exactly the rule. Do you know the rule?
Well, I suppose most people think it was rather embarrassing what happened, really.
It's embarrassing. I don't really know. I don't feel like that, no.
Right. Any chance that this time last year Spurs imploded at the end of the season? Mm-hmm. Do you think there's any suggestion that will happen again this season, or are you convinced?
No, I focus on Arsenal. What will happen to Spurs is it's not to me to comment about that. I have to focus on what we can do and how well we can finish the season. We have a big championship, Premiership games. We have a FA Cup final to prepare. So we have to focus absolutely on us and not expect any weaknesses for our opponents.
And one final question from me. Joey Barton's been in the news this week. I mean, does the whole issue concern you, and are you quite happy that?
Well, it is a little bit, I must say, the general problem in our society. You know, you have everywhere, on every advert, you have a bet on Sky, a bet on here and there, and so you have not to be surprised that some people get addicted to bet. It's like smoke or with alcohol. It's if you don't want people to drink, you don't sell alcohol. It's the same if you don't want people to bet, you don't bet. You don't make betting official, but everywhere you incite people to bet. So some of them are out of 100 people, you get 5 who get addicted and bet. So that's if you don't want to have that problem, you forbid betting.
But is
what I would support personally, completely in the society.
Is there anything more that football can be doing, though, do you think?
No, I think football tackles the problem very well. I think, but if you have some people who are addicted, they are addicted and they get punished for it. What is natural, if you don't observe the rules, you get punished.
Arsene, could the fundamental decision for you going into this North London derby be around who leads the attack rather than the shape of this Arsenal side?
I didn't understand well your question.
Do you think that who's going to lead the attack against Spurs could be a bigger decision for you than anything else going into this London derby?
It will be important, yes, but I think we have to prepare for a very physical game, because usually they are highly committed, and so overall I think it's important that from the front as well we are ready for the fight.
Could that indicate that Welbeck or Giroud could be called on if you want that physical presence?
You get to your own conclusions, you know.
In terms of it being the final North London derby at White Hart Lane, is there any part of you in the history of this tie that's feeling a little sentimental about it?
I'm not in a position today where the sentiment comes in too much, but as you said, your colleague told me that I played the 50s London derby, so of course there were some intense, some special ones in there. I don't think, I'm not especially in a mode today to reflect on that. Maybe one day, yes, I will write a book just about the derbies.
If you do, could it be that you'll be looking back on this Spurs side as potentially the fiercest one that you've come up against?
Yes, it's certainly one of the few times where Spurs look, if you look at people's mind, are favourite.
Do you actually think they're favourite in people's minds?
It looks a bit like that, but it doesn't matter too much to me.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was fit enough for the bench on Wednesday. Will he be fit enough to start, do you think, this weekend?
He will be fit enough to start, yes, because he was more precautionary when I left him on the bench. I didn't want to take a gamble with him.
And in terms of Koscielny, you say 60-40. If he doesn't make it, can you still play a back three without him? Because he's important to that system, isn't he?
Yes, I still can do that. If I decide to go for a back three, yes.
I know you've been asked already about Tottenham potentially finishing above you. Does it matter if it happens?
Look, the priority for us is to finish in a top 4. After that, for the pride and the continuity of our achievements, yes, we want to fight as well to be in front of Spurs, but we have to focus on what is really important to us is first of all to finish in the top 4.
I mean, as I said, you finished every year above them. If they do it this year, it will be painted as a sort of shift in the balance of power. And
let's be honest, I answered that question of shift 18 consecutive years. So, so that nothing changes in that.
So do you think they have to do more over a longer period for them to?
I think so. You cannot say that the weight of 1 year has the weight of 20.
Since Dele Alli burst onto the scene, a few managers have talked about how they were interested in signing him before he went to Tottenham. Did you ever look at Dele Alli?
I think so, yes. We looked at him, yes. He played at Milton Keynes. Yeah. It's down the road here, But you have to say he has done extremely well. And He has developed very well in a very complete player. He's dangerous and scores goals. I think he scored 16 or 17 goals this year, so it's absolutely marvelous at his age. And they've done well to buy him and to give him a chance. They deserve credit for that.
How far did your interest go?
I don't know. We watched him a few times. I'm sure many times, because we watched a lot Milton Keynes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arsene.
Take the microphones out, please.